Hello, thanks for watching. I'm gonna make this short and simple, I hope. If you're anything like me, you don't want long drawn out videos and you don't want lengthy, lots of steps instructions, you just wanna get to the freaking point. Okay, so if you have a front loading washing machine and you need to take the boot off to clean it, hands down, the simplest way to do it is you don't have to take it all apart like they say. And when you do take the boot off, know this. You can have all the recipes in the world, but just submerge it in bleach. Straight bleach and water for a couple hours, and it will remove every single piece of stain on that boot, and it will look practically brand new. Don't waste your time trying anything else, just straight bleach. And now for the point of the video, how to take off the boot and put on the boot. So these are just some tips for, I don't know, airheads like me, I suppose. So, okay, so I've already taken my boot off, and now I'm putting it back on, and, you know, because I don't want to do it another time, I'm just going to kind of show you, pretend. So, this is the outer part right here. So this is one tip that I'm going to give you. When you take your boot off, okay, mark it with, you know, something sturdy. Don't draw a paint strip or a marker or anything like that, because when you submerge it in bleach, everything's going to come off the boot. So anything that you mark on there will be removed. I have a little bit of residue left from my paint pen, but anyway. So mark it like that so you know exactly where the top is, because the boot is a little convoluted in the fact that it goes inside, outside, right side, upside, you know, to get the exact way, and it only works one way, and you want to get it the correct way. So I've already taken it out, bleached it, and now I'm putting it back in. And another tip I got is when you are installing the boot in, especially, not necessarily out because it just pulls out, but I mean, it's gross, it's covered in ickies. But when you're putting it back in, put on a pair of rubber gloves, because you get traction with the rubber boot and the rubber gloves. You get extra traction, which makes it really pliable, and it works, I feel like, much easier. So, and two things you need to have, because one of the rings that holds the boot in has a screw in it. So just, if you can't see the screw, don't take it apart. Don't take your washing machine apart. The screw is usually on the left-hand side after you take the first ring off. And so you just get a little teeny tiny mirror from like the dentist for free or the dollar store, and you can stick it up there, see what kind of screw you have, and then by feel, you know, you can get your screwdriver in there to unscrew it. See, this is what we're working with. And then with the rubber gloves, you can screw it back in very easily. Okay, so the boot, when you take it off, then you tuck it in inside. So this is where the inside out part comes. Okay, inside out, inside there, and then you get your screw off to pull it off. Now I've already put my boot in the bathtub, soaked it overnight in bleach, put it back on the outer ring, not the metal ring right here, but the plastic outer ring. That's where it goes, and it just fits perfectly over the lip. You'll know, because it, like, once it gets over where it's supposed to be, it kind of just latches on. And then, you know, take your hands with the rubber gloves and you know, fondle it, make sure the rubber's in place. Anyway, okay, so, and now that that's all in place, there's a little groove. I don't know if you want to get up closer. You don't have to, but if you want, there's a little groove on the rubber boot. You can't really see it, but trust me, it's there. You'll feel it. You can do this project almost with your eyes closed, because it's a lot of feel. So I'm just going to unscrew my little clamp. This is considered a clamp, I guess, right now. And then, so this goes, you know, we'll put it where the manufacturer had it, which is on the left-hand side. So get your little wire in here. Okay, and then make sure that it's in its groove, and don't put the screw up too high, because you want to be able to get your screwdriver in there to screw it. So, okay, so wire clamp goes right there. It goes over the little hump thingy. It goes over the lip of the plastic thing. Okay, so the rubber boot is over the rim of the outer plastic washing tub thingy, and then the wire clamp goes over that. So it's wire clamp and then the rubber seal on the top of the plastic thing. See, that's what holds all the water. And so you gotta get your wire in place. Get in there, wire. And see, if you don't open your clamp far enough, it won't go on. But, and everyone says get a tool and like pry it on. I was like, no, just open it. Stick it over there. And then close it. Okay, so I'm gonna unscrew my clamp a little bit more. See, doing it just by feel. Okay, now get over the hump, clamp. Okay, I think it's in there. So you shouldn't be able to see your wire once it's in place. Okay. So there's my wire. See, can you see that? The wire is there. See how the wire's right there? So that's not in place. So now I'm just gonna go around and shove it into where it belongs. And I think I need to unscrew my screw just a little bit more. Okay, so now it's going around its little area where it's supposed to be. So let's see, isn't it? I can't see it, which means it's on the back side of where it's supposed to be. Okay. All right. So with my rubber gloves now, I can tighten the screw back up, you know, a majority of the way before I have to use the screwdriver. I'm just doing this on feel. And this is much easier than taking your front-loading washing machine apart, because let me tell you, they put bolts in these things sometimes in certain spots that are not meant to come out. So once you get them out, you really can't get them back in, and you break little pieces, and you got little pieces everywhere, and it's not that hard to take it apart. I mean, you can if you want to. It's just, you can do it this way. You know, you don't have to take the door off and all that stuff. It's just just to wash the boot. But washing the boot is really important because they do get moldy quickly. And if they're black or have any stains on them at all, the bleach completely takes it away. Not baking soda and vinegar, bleach. Okay, so there, it just went into, it wasn't quite in the last little spot, but I feel it now, it's in. It just, as you tighten it, it will go to where it needs to be. And the screw, you know, you can like maybe take a picture of like how far apart the screw is when you take it off. You know, it's up to you. You can kind of tell. Okay, so got it. I got it pretty tight. And since I already know where my screw is in there, I think I can do this without even using my little mirror. I just find the top of the screw, go in with my screwdriver. Put the driver into the hole. And then turn in. And it feels like I already got it pretty tight. So you might not want to screw anymore. A ratchet screwdriver would also maybe be helpful in this situation because it is a tight space. So you don't want a very long screwdriver, you want a short one. Okay, so I feel like that's pretty, it's on there pretty good. Because my driver is not. So, okay, so you really can't see how close I can't really show you how close but you'll see when you use your own little mirror. Anyway. And then pull the thingy back out, the boot. This is just for you to know after when you're bleaching it to put it back together, which part is the outer and which part is the inner, because there's so many grooves and it gets so confusing because you have to put it on inside out, right side up, inside, just to get it on. Okay, so the 3 holes here go down here, but in order to get it on, you have to turn it inside out first. And then, okay, so and then this one, this little groove right here, goes right over this guy here. And with your rubber gloves, see, you get just better traction, and you just put it over the little groove here, and it'll sink right on there like it like it suctions to it. So if it's not in place correctly, you'll know it because it will, you know, kind of fall off or whatever. If it's in there correctly, it will just like, you know, like. Okay, so see how that's against there, and that's all tight, like a toggle around there. And then I got my other little clamp right here. And this one, you might want to get a friend to help you with, because sometimes it's a little tricky. This clamp doesn't have a screw, it's got a spring. And my spring might be a little corroded or old or something. So, let's see. Now, I took this off another washing machine. So we'll see if it's too big. Okay, cut.
And cut.